It's become a favorite part of the Energy Efficiency Forum. Since 2002, we've had a competition called Igniting Creative Energy Challenge. This program, which is administered by the National Energy Foundation through an educational grant from Johnson Controls, asks students from kindergarten through high school to express their ideas about energy, water, and the environment in creative ways. Thousands of students from kindergarten through high school have competed at the school, state, and national level in a unique program that combines science and the arts, and we're going to introduce you to a couple of this year's winners. But first, we'd like to show you a very short video of some of their accomplishments.
From Black Rock Elementary School in Thompson, Connecticut. But when duty calls, I'm conservation man.
I chose a calendar in the hopes that every month one could look and be reminded of the many ways that our decisions affect the environment. Every month has a tip and a fact about conserving energy and protecting the environment.
So put the turbines in our dams, maybe build those solar walls, build those giant metal fans, and kill the lights when you leave home, and ditch these inefficient cars. We can rise above it all. When we build those smoky stacks, when we build those buildings tall, when we built those power plants.
Wasn't that great? All right, so you saw a little of their work in the video. Now I'd like to introduce this year's Igniting Creative Energy winners. Don't be shy, come on up. I'm going to start with Caleb Zenobia, an 11th grade student at Thomaston High School in Thomaston, Connecticut. You heard a little part of the song he wrote and performed called The Other Side is Sand, which tells an emotional story about how pollution is harming the environment. Caleb, your song also talks about how we can rise above it all. Tell us about some of the energy alternatives that are included in your song.
Well, in the clip that they showed, the main parts that I focused on were hydroelectric power, solar power, and wind energy. Those are the three main ones that I focused on. Obviously, I was thinking of geothermal as well, but I didn't really know how quite to put that into the song and make it work. So I stuck with these three just because these ones are very prevalent to me, just because I always have this vision in my head of in the future I want a house that's powered by like a bunch of solar panels and I have like a turbine in my backyard. But these seem like just very, they're the very veritable options that people can examine and look at, that they can apply to anything, like maybe in school buildings, stores in town. You have the option that you can apply renewable energy sources. Like one of the most feasible often is the solar paneling that can be put on roofs of buildings and can help to power those buildings, and even with surplus give it back to the power grid, which not only gives you an extra financial boost, but it's also providing more renewable energy to people. And that's what I mainly wanted to focus on in the song, is because personally to me it makes the most sense, rather than burning all tons of gas and oil and all that to provide our energy and whatnot in other ways, like also with coal and everything. Instead, you can use what nature gives us. Mother Nature gives us sunlight for free. She gives us wind for free. She gives us water for free. Why not use free energy? It just makes the most sense. It's a bigger payoff in the end, financially, and there's so little of a footprint there if we're using those renewable energies. So that's what I wanted to focus on.
Hey, Kayla. One last question. I know that you sing a lot in coffee houses and things like that. Do you sing that song? And what's the reaction from the audience?
So far, it's relatively recent, and just lately I haven't had the opportunity of performing it live at any of the events I do. But I have sent it to several of my friends throughout my school, and it was actually played live on the announcements in my school. Oh, right. And so when that happened, it was actually almost immediate. I got such a great positive response from everybody, but one of the biggest things that I appreciated was, out of nowhere, just the conversation sparked up. We should try and put something in our school. Like, what can we, is there something we can do maybe? And that made me feel so great to know that, it sparked the interest in everybody, that, they wanted to try and make that change, and they wanted to try and make it better for our school, which and also I know that's just a stepping stone. It spreads to the community, maybe it spreads throughout the state. Who knows where it could go, so.
Great. In our middle school division, please welcome 8th grader from Houghton Portage School District in Michigan, Morgan Colling. Morgan, we love your calendar, but how on earth did you get your dogs to pose for all those pictures?
Well, it took time, effort, and a lot of dog treats.
Dog treats. Okay. Now, you included a lot of energy-saving tips in the calendar, so it's not only kind of fun, but also it's very educational. What are some of the energy-saving tips that you put in the calendar that you do at home?
I do almost all of them. What they say, practice what you preach. So we've installed all CFLs in our house, and we've used low-flow shower heads. But the most important one that I practice, and this weekend I'm going to, is I'm going to a school board meeting and talking about this forum and spreading the idea of energy efficiency in my school and my community. So.
Great. That's super. Let's see, 1, 2, wait a minute, we're missing someone. It's our winner from the elementary division, 3rd grader Zachary Stevenson, also from Thomaston, Connecticut. Here he is. Hello, Conservation Man, how are you?
Conservation Man is very tired.
The Conservation Man is very tired, yes. Fighting energy waste would be a full-time job. So tell me a little bit about what lessons you've been teaching people today and recently. What do you do at your family? What are some of the energy-saving things you do at your family? They don't waste energy, do they? No, they wouldn't waste energy. Not with Conservation Man at home, right? No? No? Okay, what's the most fun thing about being Conservation Man?
I think the most fun thing about being Conservation Man is that you get to correct everyone.
You wouldn't correct your parents, would you?
If they were conserving energy, then I wouldn't. But if I had to, then I would.
Yeah, okay, well, good. Well, good for you and good for your parents for helping with a conservation man. Here, let's give him a huge hand. Now I'd like to ask Dave Myers, President of Building Efficiency at Johnson Controls, to come up and we're going to present the awards. We got Caleb on the end. Here's Morgan. Here's Zachary, conservation man.
Zachary, great job. Really well done.
We'll take a quick picture. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. For me, it's amazing. It's always one of the best parts of the forum when you can see the energy, the spirit, and the passion that goes into that. So really well done and congratulations.